Okay, today I'll quickly show us how to set up a continuous assessment quiz, whether for tests or for exams. And depending on the pattern adopted, the system can either help you mark or you as the lecturer can come back to do the assessment or grading as it's called on the system later. So I will just, based on what you already know, go straight to this. We have to click edit, turn editing on, who can do anything. Okay, so based on what you have in mind, you can edit appropriately. Just for the CA, continuous assessment. Enter, that will save. Then we add activity or resource. So to set a quiz for either CA, mid-semester or exams, you come here, pick the option quiz. So adding quiz to CA. What is the name? Let's just say CA test for BCH 211. Description, we talked about that previously and I will not be wasting time on that. Now it's an exam, so timing is important. When will the quiz open? You set the date. Okay, let's say 20th February. Let's take a later date. The calendar always helps. So let's just take 27th here. When do we want the exam to end? Let's pick same date, 27th. Then we can say the timing. Let's assume it's a 30 minutes exam. If we start by 11:37, we should be through by 12:30. No, that can be 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour exam. Okay, then time limit. Let's say 30 minutes. So within the 1 hour we have set for the exam to open and for it to close, students can come in. But if they come in after 12:37, they can no longer log in. All right. Then we have when the exam expires, submit automatically. That's the better option. Okay. If you select the option grace period, then you have to select how long you want that to be. But I normally work with submit automatically. Grade uncategorized usually, or attempts limited. If you set a grade as pass mark, fine. But if there's none, you leave that one. One. So all the options will disappear. Layout. Normally I choose every question per page. You can view more options to see other things there. So navigation method, if you say free, that means students can take number one, go to 10, and then come back to two. But if you say sequential, it means you must answer number one, number two, till the end. You cannot freely navigate. Question behavior, of course, you say shuffle. So if to check malpractice, you could have number one, number two, all the same in different or with different students. Then we have review options. So drop down arrow. Normally I uncheck all of these so that, okay, immediately after the attempt, if they are OBJ questions alone, for example, you can pick yes, show them marks. Later, while the test is still open, yes, you can allow them see marks and have any overall feedback. But if you have some parts that you may need to grade, because for this demo, I'm going to do for OBJ, true or false, and then one essay question. So I would rather leave it so that students will come back and view the marks later. Then we'll now come to Safe Exam Browser. No need to click that because if you do, you may need to be sending the page settings to the students. You want to enter a password that you send to students, fine. They will have to enter that password before they can do anything. So we just leave that one as it is. So let's overall feedback. You can enter overall feedback, okay, whatever it is you deem appropriate. Common module settings, show on course page, very important, so that they can easily view it. Restrict access. Then we have, okay, you can add access. For example, date. When will this exam? Let's must match the following date. We'll go to 27th, like we already said before, and then we set time from 11. Let's say 11:37, like we did. Okay, let's say 11:35 now. If you add this restriction or cancel, it means it will only be accessible as from that date. But normally, since you already set time ready available, I just ignore this one. Activity completion. Students can manually mark. No. Then the system should show when conditions are met. What are the conditions? The students must have completed the activity. Well, receiving a grade is not a good option because that means trusting yourself. You have to ensure you mark. And then where expected completed time can enable, we said 27th February. So 27th, and then the time we want to finish, 12:37. So by 12:37, all students who have not done their own, they have missed out. Tags and competencies as already explained. So the next to do is save and display. So once we save and display, we now have this here. So on this page, we now have to add questions to the quiz. So you come down from this drop down arrow to edit quiz. And then it shows you this window showing you add. From the add, a new question bank, random question. Let's use a new question because we don't have a question bank yet. That will be another lesson for another day. So lesson number one is a random multiple choice question. So let's add this. You click add. Now the question number one, that's the question name. I'll just quickly copy what I've already typed somewhere for the sake of time. Let's see what is the acronym for WHO. We'll just put that one there as the question, and then we will default mark one. Okay, we can set that. Feedback, you want to give feedback, only one question or multiple answers. So if you want multiple A and B to be correct, fine. But we want only one to be correct in this case. Shuffle the cases. How will they appear like this? Show standard instructions. No, depending on whatever instructions you have. Now, choice number one, let's say WHO. That's correct. So what's the grade? It's going to be 100% because only one is correct. Feedback, you can write to see when they have answered correctly or not. Choice number two, let's say WAH. This time, this is not correct, so none. Choice number three, AHW, none also. And then choice number four, you could pick WHOA, and then also none. And the choice number five, you can pick HAW, also none. So once we have done this, you can at least, if you want more choices, but five is good enough. Then you click Save Changes. So you can see that we have added one question to our um, our quiz. So next, we want to add another one. If you use this add, they will all add under this page. So use this lower add, and then just like this, you keep. But the easier thing to do is to use the automatic system, which is the question bank. But we don't have that here yet today. Let's pick a true or false question, and we'll click add. So this will be our number two now. And then let's just pick something from there again. Enzymes catalyze biochemical reactions. It's a true or false question. So we'll come to the body of the question and we paste that here. And then the answer, of course, is true. What's the default mark? Let's say also 1 mark. Feedback, we don't want to give any feedback. What is the correct answer? You set it here. False, they actually catalyze that reaction. Feedback response for true, for they wish to write all of that. Multiple tries, no. So we multiple tries. Then we just click Save Changes. So now we have two questions. Let's now add another one, and that will be at least the last for now. This time we're looking for, okay, you can add short answer. System can help you mark this. System can mark this. System can mark this. What we want to do now is add an essay question, which is at least the most relevant for the higher levels. This time we have question 3, and the typical question will be something like this. Discuss the role of PFK in the regulation of glycolysis. So we can paste that here, and then we now have to come set some things underneath. Let's assume the mark here is 8. General feedback, well, So ID number, no. HTML editor, in this case, you give them space to write inside the, what's it called? Inside the, to type in directly, or they can attach their responses. For students using phones, this may be an advantage because theory, typing may be difficult. So they write on paper and then scan and attach. Then require test, require to enter test, we can say optional. So you can either test or not. Because it's an essay question, normally you give more lines so that they have a big space to write. If you're going to attach the number of files there, attachments also optional. These are important for us so that the students are not shortchanged. What type document files? What type of document files now? We can say Word and PDF. Because PDF preferable so that nobody can actually edit. Let's just use PDF, what the students wrote easily. So it will show them on their own end, maximum file size 1 MB. So response template, let's just leave that one. Greater information. You want to put information here like a marking guide for grade. You write that there. Then we also now come save changes. So we can see now we now have 3 types of questions here, and total is 10 marks. So we can set our maximum grade here, 10 marks. Total marks 10. Just say shuffle. When you tick this shuffle, it means when students enter the exam hall, number 1 for student A, maybe number 3 for student C, and just like that. So you can continue like this until you enter all your questions. So if you have 6 questions for a theory exam, you could enter 1 to 6 using the essay approach. So once you have finished this one here, you just click save. Then you can click CA to come back, or just click this here, 211, to come back to this page. You can scroll down and you now see the test here. So as the lecturer, you can click this to view, and then we can even preview the quiz now. So see all the details allowed, the date to open, date to close, the time allowed, attempts allowed, all of that. So we can preview the quiz now from here. And just click start attempt, just to show us how it is going to appear. So you can see it here, question 1, 2, 3. So if like I said earlier, I don't know question 1 yet, I can go to number 3 because we set it free. But if it was sequential, if I come to 3, I cannot go back to the previous one. So you can see now we have this HTML for 15 lines where they can type the answer to this our question, and then we have the file picker in case somebody wants to attach a file and it was specified PDF document alone. So once that is done, you can now finish attempt. Okay, well let me just put something down here. I'll say PFK, okay, catalyzes the rate limiting step of like all this is continue like that. Then we'll go back from this point. We can take number 2 now. And you see, because we said shuffle the answers, you know, when we're typing, we typed HW as A, but it's showing as E. So must be smart to know the correct one. Then we can now go to number 1. Enzymes catalyzed biochemical reactions, true or false? We'll take true. Then we can now say, okay, that's the preview. Go to line number 3 and do finish attempt. So that is for the preview. So all the answers have been saved. You can return to attempt because there's still time left, or you can submit and finish. So it's advisable to not submit and then finally submit. So this has been submitted. So this is exactly what the students will see on their end. And when they start answering, the responses will be listed and available for you to check as the lecturer under grades. So let's see if our, okay, so far we have 91 students already in this class. And okay, I'm not sure our, okay. There is no response recorded. Our preview was not captured. So once all of this is done, we'll see them here. or can now start taking specific action. So that's about how to set up the test. I think a quiz, depending on the type of question and the course. So in subsequent videos, we should be able to now get the student to have responded so that the answers will be here, and they will now show how to grade and then download the scores. Thank you.